Oh, Sega, why did you have to leave the console market so soon? In case for some of the younglings out there who don't know what I'm talking about, Sega used to make consoles, but don't anymore. They stopped with the Dreamcast in 2001, because that's when that was discontinued. So, mostly everyone knows them for Sonic games and other licensed stuff. So, we're here to talk about how to collect for some of these, as some, especially this one, it can be quite hard to collect for. So let's get over it. Let's start with the Genesis, because that's pretty easy. So here we have the Sega Genesis. Now this isn't all my games, I have them a little bit more upstairs, but these three are probably going to be the ones you're probably going to want. Because that's kind of like some of the only noteworthy games Sega actually made, unless you're into like Altered Beast or Shinobi. Anyways, so let's go over the console first, because that's how you play the games. So, this is a Sega Genesis Model 2. It is a little bit scuffed and rough around the edges, but overall, pretty nice condition. However, and I got this for $50. That is a lot. That is $10 less than a new video game nowadays. That is a dang good deal. Not gonna lie. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure, and I know I've seen like a Model 1 that's out there for like cheap. So don't get like some of those like newer Genesis like stuff that can play for like stuff like this. Well, stuff that can play the Genesis games but isn't really official hardware like this one is. I wouldn't get those. I would get one of these, since these are like dirt cheap. They're like Xbox. They're like Xbox and PlayStation stuff right now. They're dirt cheap. You can get like some of the best PS3 games for like $50, and this is exactly $50. So I think I covered the ground with the console. Let's go over some these notable games, because you're gonna collect for some of these and maybe not others. But I might explain a few more, but I might just reference them as I don't have them down here right now. First up, we have this one, Sonic 1. Complete in box. Got it for about $10 to $15. That is, like I said, a good deal. Complete in box too. You are getting a good deal out of this. You should really start collecting first thing. Like I said, dirt cheap. Now, this doesn't have to be your first thing you collect for. It can be if you want. I know it's not the first thing I collected for, but, you know. Then we have these two loose games, the sequel games, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. These games are also great. Sonic 2 introduced Tails, in case you couldn't tell, and Sonic 3 just Knuckles. Right there. But yeah, I got this for about, this one was $10. This was about $15. So, yeah, let's add up the total for all this. So we have the Genesis, So we have the Genesis for $50, Sonic for $10 to $15. I'm going off 10 here because that's how much I actually got it for. Sonic 2 for $10, and Sonic 3 for $15. So that is, I need to count, 85. That's $85. That isn't too bad considering about the next console we're about to talk about. So if you really want to get into Sega, and you want to explore some of the old Sega stuff, because you might play games like, I think Sonic Racing Cross Worlds was revealed soon, and you might want to go back and play some of these, I would get the Genesis. That was the only good console Sega actually really made. And don't get me wrong, the next console they made was great. Not a lot of people thought that, though. Let's talk about the Dreamcast. This is the Dreamcast. Released in 1999. That's how much I'm going to go over, because I didn't really go over much in the Sega segment. So we have a Dreamcast with some of the two best games on here, Phantasy Star Online and Crazy Taxi. Let's go over the console. So this is the Dreamcast, Sega's last console. Now there is something I should go over first. If we turn the back over here, do you see this number right here? That's number 2. This is one of the last revisions of the Dreamcast. This cannot play burnt games. The Dreamcast is notorious for its piracy and it being able to play burnt games. This Dreamcast can't do that. This is a model number 2. You need a model 0 or 1 in order to do that, which we don't have here. So if you're not really going to buy some of these games, because these are quite expensive, you just want to burn them, make sure before you buy it, turn it over to the back and check the number. 0 or 1 can play burnt games, number 2 cannot. And another thing I should mention is the GDMU. You need a 0 or 1 model for this. For example, this is stuck with a disk drive because it cannot play the GDMU because, you know, you can't really play burnt games. And the GDMU poses itself as like a burnt game. So this doesn't work. I just kind of want to make that clear. So a Dreamcast console, I got this for about $150. That blows the Genesis out of the water. I know, shocking. But it's true. It's true. So, yeah, about $150 you're paying for this. Prepare to bring out the big bucks, because this only sold 9 million, so it's going to be a little rare. So, and we have some of the other games over here. We have Crazy Taxi. Now now we have some of these games, Crazy Taxi and Phantasy Star. These two are, I'm going to go over these because everyone really knows what Sonic was, so I didn't really go over those. Crazy Taxi is a game where you play as a taxi driver and you have to get them there in the most crazy way possible. So basically it throws real life rules out of the way. Instead, you want to get there as fast as possible in the most crazy way possible. It's called Crazy Taxi. So got this for about $30 or so. So that brings this and the Dreamcast for about $180. So yeah. Then we have one of the first MMOs on the console, Phantasy Star Online. A great game. So this is practically an MMO. Time of recording this, I actually played this on a stream the other day. If you want to go check that out, it is twitch.tv/badgamesmaster. It'll be in the description. So if you want to check that out, please. Anyways, getting back onto this, we have Phantasy Star. Basically, it's like a tap, tap, tap. You press a button, and then if you want to do a combo, you press that button again in like an almost like root motion or something. But this is also kind of unique. This is version 1. Wondering what this is saying? Sonic Adventure 2 demo included. So it's a 2-disc set. So if we go on ahead and go over here, we have Sonic Adventure 2, the trial. This just has City Escape as a kind of like a preview. It's called the trial for a reason. So basically, it has City Escape and it's an instrumental. So you don't get to hear the rolling around at the speed of sound. You don't get that. It's instrumental. Probably because it was still in development and such. But you get the point. It's even advertised over here, coming 2001. So yeah, I got this for actually $10 because I went to a swap meet and you could trade in games. I traded in Mario Paint and Rayman, and then they said $10. That is a good deal. This is a good Dreamcast game. So overall, if we do $10 and $30, what's that? Comes down to $190. The Dreamcast is worth a lot more than the Sega Genesis. So you will be spending a lot on here. You should prepare for that. So that's kind of it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hopefully this helps out with giving you a good idea about how some of this stuff costs, and hopefully you can go ahead and start collecting. You can start collecting for any. There's even the Sega Saturn. I don't own a Sega Saturn. I do have a place that sells a Sega Saturn. It's kind of expensive though. I don't think I'll be taking that. And it only has like one game, and like, yeah. But you get my point, which is why I never mentioned the Saturn. I'm not going to go over the Saturn in this video, but I think you can Google it online, and if you want to get a North American one, they're pretty pricey. Just so I let you know on that. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe. Bye.